and I got the concurrence of the founders of this club and the trustees, hence the invitation of senators now. Why am I saying this? Records must be stated properly. Everything we do is for future. And today, we have one of our promising indigenous negotiators coming to talk to us about what he has for Lagos. We need to listen to him very attentively, feel him very well, ask questions, because let me tell you, sir, Eko Club has a tradition of sending ideas to people in government. Sending, not for money making, no, far from it. To support the growth and development of Lagos State. So before you get in there, we need to interact with you. Even though we have been interacting with you before as a pledge member. But now it's a different pedestal. Hence the need for you to come here and talk to us. I can assure you your visit to Eko Club today will not be something that you not appreciate because of the tentacles of members of Eko Club that are seated here. Eko Club represents Ibile, that is the 5 divisions of Lagos State. We have sent invites to candidates of political parties, telling them to come and interact with us. Those who make themselves available will provide a platform for them. So you are here today. I want to say all the best once again, praying that Allah will be your strength. Thank you and God bless.
Thank you so much. The next item on our agenda is to invite His Excellency Dr. Abdelaziz Adediran, Jandor, to please address members of the program. Thank you.
Of the state of Lagos, we are putting an end to a dynasty that has helped us in Nigeria for over 2 decades. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Please sit down. Mr. President, all the members of the Eko Club, I think it's important for me to appreciate you, not only for sustaining the tradition of the club, again, for adding value and ensuring that we have lawmakers, being part of this interactive session, because running a government is beyond the executive alone. We need everybody to come on board, and the legislators also play a pivotal role in ensuring that we have a better society. So I want to appreciate you and thank you sincerely for this innovation. Thank you very much, sir. Well, I'm happy to be here. When I was coming in, Mr. President and Secretary looked at me and said, "From my idea, you are here to harass us. Why did you put on the leadership cow on your head?" Well, I said, well, I'm proud to be a member of this, club, and I will flaunt it over and over again. So I have to adorn with my membership card, and I'm proud to wear that, Mr. President. So I'm very proud. I need to quickly go straight into it because I know the night is fast paced, but let me say this. Yes, we're in a season where everybody is coming out to vie for a position or the other. Yes, we're in that period again when politicians will come around and begin to tell stories that are sweet to the ears, for obvious reasons. But something distinguished us from others, and I will explain. This journey started 7 years ago going to eat less. So if you then understand, you then know that it's beyond, the regular thing of just wanting to be governed. Because some of us, from where we're coming from our background, if you want to resolve, or even if you want to even make it in life, what you need to try and analyze is to look at the problem and how to proffer solution to that problem. By so doing, you will make headway in whatever path you've chosen in life. So for us, we took our time to look at the state of Lagos. What has been the pain of development in this state? We're so wealthy, and we can't see that wealth on the street of Lagos. It is only in the state of Lagos that people do not have that selection choices, to determine and decide who governs them. And we believe doing nothing changes nothing, and we then need to do something about it. We also look at it very well. If we must do something about it, then it won't just be something you jump into about the same time everybody who wants to be anything politically are jumping into it. That's a 7 month, 9 months to that time. No. For the state of Lagos, it has to take a very long time planning. You need to sit down, you need to be, deliberate about what you want to do. It takes a lot of sacrifice, you need to be consistent. And I'm happy to report to this house that this year will make it 8 years that we have been on the journey of disrupting the maritime in the state of Lagos. And by His grace, after the ballot, we are going to send them back in and take the reins power. Mr. President, how did all of this actually begin? I need to explain to us. I was in the APC. I actually don't want to bore you with my background. I'm sure you have everything there. Let's go straight to the business of the day. I was in the APC, but I've never contested for anything within the APC. I know I couldn't have, but I was there because I believe that if we must make headway, we must first implode that status quo. Without us imploding the status quo, we can't make headway. So our first assignment within the party was to speak to all the disgruntled elements, was to give voices to those, that were able to speak out. And we did that for some number of years, I think it was 6 years. So last year, January 21st, 2022, we imploded that party and we took what a chunk to the PDP, and we believe today, with us coming into PDP, we already have what will ensure that PDP cross that threshold, and win the election in 2023. Amen. Having done that, we find ourselves on the ballot. Then we should be speaking to what exactly are we doing differently in the state of Lagos. But like we keep saying, Lagos has just one problem. And that problem is the monopoly. And the solution is to break that monopoly. If we're able to break that monopoly, every sector of our everyday living will work. What is this monopoly that we're speaking to? Everybody knows that Lagos, the state of Lagos, top the rank of the most wealthy states in Nigeria. Because speaking about the state that is so wealthy, then you speak about the state of Lagos. To use to the benefit of all Lagosians, irrespective of where you're from. If you look at our blueprint that you've got with you, you will see that our agenda is to build a wealthy Lagos in truth, as against the current Lagos, which is only wealthy on paper. What we hear is 50 billion monthly. What we hear is this and that, but we can't see it. So this is what informed, our agenda to build a wealthy Lagos in truth. And if you look at that wealthy, it's an acronym. Every other thing you see under it, from works and infrastructure, housing, and what have you, can only work if we truly put money in there to service them. Why they are not working now is that the money that we're making, they are not being used to service all those sectors of our economy. That is why today, when you think of Lagos with all our wealth, people living outside Lagos will only think of traffic. That is why today, when they speak about Lagos, the only thing they will see, the peculiarity we have is anytime it rains, our roads everywhere is flooded. That is why today, as wealthy as we are taking government so low to the point that a project that was initiated 13 years ago and yet to be completed, we have done pre-commissioning about 4 or 5 times because we want to paint a picture of performance, in a state that has written so much in trillions, and everybody, I don't know what that is, someone said is spiritual, everybody kept quiet, and there is this conspiracy of silence. We will not say anything. This is the student one after the other, even in the health and education sector. Today, what is the problem we have in the education sector? We have, because when we come into office, the first thing we need to do is to see how we can quickly resolve some of our problems with policy that will not even require us investing ₦1 or much money that can quickly, and that's why we speak about fresh ideas and new thinking. For instance, we have about 2 million out of school children in Lagos. I mean, if you want to raise anything, look at what is the problem confronting that sector of the economy. Today, what we celebrate in terms of education is to say we built this number of block of classrooms. We understand if you don't do that procurement, some people won't make money. I understand that, but that's what they celebrate. But I think it's about time we need to do it differently. So we need to come up with a policy that will resolve the problems that we have that is confronting us. So I spoke about us having over 2 million out of school children. What we need to do is to see how do we quickly correct that unfortunate situation. It's a chaos. And it is not in one day that I get to the office that will then build infrastructure to accommodate all of them or bring about human resources to take them on. No, it's not one day. But what I'm going to do from first day in office is to call a meeting of the entire 5,000 private schools in Lagos that is registered. Because we have another 13,000 that is not registered. In total, we have 18,000 private schools in Lagos. So when I call them, I will call them into a meeting and say, you know what, I have a kiosk in my state. Kiosk. In this very harsh economy, at hard cost to source of fund, invest it, turn it around, pay interest, not just to stay afloat, pay interest, pay salaries, pay tax. Excel in that chosen career, and she's still doing well. And the job of governance, is the failure of this current government that is making us feel it's a rocket science to govern. No, it's not. It's just for us to see to your well-being, using your own resources to see to your welfare. There is good road for you, there is hospital for your kids, free education. Okay, in our case, we are doing free and compulsory education. I just mentioned what we are going to be in interim. But the existing student of our school, our own government is providing free school uniforms and learning aids. It's not about free school uniforms. Listen to me. No, it's not about just free uniforms. Because we know that what has been the style of the status quo is that uniform will probably be given to president of the club as contract. You understand? Or any friend of the governor or anybody. But in our case, we're not doing it that way. The uniform for all the schools in the Kenya will be produced by all the tailors in the Kenya directly. That's the we are boosting the economy of the locals. By so doing, I am migrating that sector from informal to formal. You understand? I'm migrating them from informal to formal. They will pay taxes. Before you do it, I have more money. Remember, I spoke earlier and I said, why do you think of boosting the economy rather than multiple taxation? These people are not in our tax nets, and I'm bringing them to an active. The same thing I'm going to look into Gari market. There's a lot of money in the Gari market where I can draw revenue. All I need to do, give incentives that will make them come and I bring them to that net as a show as just a business need. And before you do it, most of it and all that. So that's that about that. Then I have my brother who spoke about higher institution fee, and I know that I didn't talk about higher institution fee. I know the problem has always been we are going on strike today because government has increased our fee, we are doing that and all of that. And it's a vex matter because as governor of Lagos State, I will just be a mere visitor in ASU. And I'm sure you understand what it means and all those schools. Yes, of course, there is need for me to ensure that my citizens have it all good, you know, in getting education, because that is talking about my tomorrow, and that is what any economy needs to thrive. If you have educated people, you have healthy people, then we are good to go. So rather than increasing, you understand, we look at the state of the university to the body can be rest assured. We are coming to government with the fear of God, not to, because you know, I understand that it is. We will look into fees and make sure that what is reasonable is what is so that we can have more people to get education. We won't have a problem with me as governor of Lagos State when it comes to education, because without education, I'm not sure I can also be here and all of that. Mr. Yes. Thank you very much, sir.
You're very welcome.